안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to a brand new week on the Culture Wave. I'm Kwon Soa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment with a special focus on K-animation today, K-art, K-people, K-everything. And we kick off the new week with our co-host Walter Lee joining me in the studio. Hello, Walter.
Happy Monday, Soa, and hello to all our viewers at home. Walter Lee here, back to co-host and give you the daily dose of K-Enter news that you've been waiting for.
Walter, we've got an animation theme going on today's show.
Yes.
Later on, for Hallyu People, we're going to have an Oscar-nominated animation film director coming in.
Yes, that's very exciting, and I'm very much looking forward to that. And K-Enter also kicks off with an animated film.
So let's just start off with K-Enter then. Walter, what do you have?
Well, good news. We knew it was going to be a good year for K-pop. The return of BTS, of course, Blackpink, and also a massive year for debutantes. But I don't think many would have predicted the influence an animated K-pop demon hunting group would have on the music charts. Now, on Friday, Your Idol from the K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack and a song sung by the Saja Boys who are in the movie topped the US Daily Top Songs chart on Spotify. Now, only 3 other K-pop songs have reached the #1 on the US Spotify chart, which is interesting. Now, that is 7 by BTS's Jungkook, Who by BTS's Jimin, and Apart by Blackpink's Riize. Now, meanwhile, other soundtrack hits from K-pop Demon Hunters also ranked high, including Golden at #2. So separately on Sunday, Billboard reported in a chart preview article on K-pop Demon Hunters' soundtrack album had climbed 5 spots from the previous week to reach #3 on the Billboard 200 on the main US album chart. So interestingly enough, that this animated film actually has done something amazing that only humans have done.
Right, but I think we should also say congratulations to the voices, the singers, and the actors behind those characters.
Yes, indeed.
But, well, maybe we should say, look out BTS, the Saja Boys are coming.
Yes.
But Huntrix might still have some competition because Blackpink has returned.
Yes.
Tell us more.
Finally, I have to say, Blackpink in your area, and they have launched their new world tour deadline with 2 concerts held over the weekend just outside of Seoul. Reunited, they performed in total of 39,000 fans per night, so a total of 78,000 fans, or blinks as they are known, over the 2 days. Now, the girls played all the classics and also premiered their new track called Jump, marking their first full group release in 2 years and 8 months since their second studio album called Born Pink. Now, Blackpink will perform a total of 31 stadium concerts across 16 cities, so look out for that.
Well, I wasn't there at the concert, but I saw quite a number of friends posting pictures and videos on the social media. I don't know where they all got those tickets from, but
yes, jealous.
I was really jealous. Well, Walter, we're going to stick to the theme of concerts, but now it's about a boy group.
Indeed it is. So boy group Riize held their 2025 Riize concert tour, Rising Loud, in Seoul, from Friday to Sunday in Seoul over the course of 3 days. So more than 31,000 fans attended the shows. The group also connected with a global audience through live cinema screening on the first day and an online live stream on the final day, reaching fans from the US, UK, Japan, China, Thailand, Indonesia, and more places as well. So the group delivered a total of 24 songs, including tracks from their debut mini albums such as Get a Guitar and Boom Boom Bass. Now, following their Seoul shows, Riize will continue the tour with stops in 14 cities around the world.
All right, thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now it's time for our AI anchor, Ari, to bring us more on the culture front. Ari, over to you.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The world's largest darts tournament, the K-Darts Festival, took place in Incheon on Sunday. The event drew around 3,500 participants from 16 countries, who demonstrated remarkable focus and precision. Among the competitors were 500 professional players from around the globe. Organizers highlighted that the global profile of K-Darts is on the rise. with Korean companies now exporting soft-tipped art machines to over 30 countries, accounting for 50% of the global market. The southern coastal city of Yeosu has been selected as the host of the 7th annual Island Day celebration, scheduled for August 8 next year. Designated as a national commemorative day, Island Day aims to highlight the cultural and environmental value of Korea's islands, with events held in various island regions. Yeosu was chosen for its strong transportation and tourism infrastructure, as well as its rich island resources. The city also earned high marks for its potential synergy with the 2026 Yeosu World Island Expo, set for September. The former Hakchon Theater in Daeangno, once an iconic landmark of Seoul's vibrant theater district, has been reborn as a dedicated venue for children and youth performances. Now named the Erick Oh Theater, it reopened following renovations made possible through public support. At the reopening ceremony, Arts Council Korea Chairman Chung Byung-guk expressed confidence that the theater will continue to thrive with the help of meaningful contributions from supporters. Backed by more than 7,000 donations, the upgraded facility is expected to offer a variety of performances and programs tailored to young audiences. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
A special exhibition is taking place in Turkey by a group of South Korean artists whose works of art prove that developmental disabilities do not hinder creative ability. Our Choi Soo-young has their story.
A hot air balloon floats gently on a small canvas showing the beauty of Cappadocia, Turkey. Flowers recreated with Korean colors and lines also catch the eye. All of these works are made using tape. Artist Park Tae-hyun visited Turkey in 2017, and ever since, he has dreamed of going back to hold an exhibition there.
He rode a hot air balloon and sailed on a cruise ship in Turkey, which left a strong impression. After returning to Korea, he made many related artworks and has always dreamed of exhibiting them.
Since June 16th, a special exhibition has been held at the Korean Cultural Center in Ankara, Turkey, featuring work from Art Abroad Korea by 9 artists with developmental disabilities, including Park and Chung Do-un. More than 40 pieces of art grabbed the attention of visitors with their bold colors and unique perspectives.
I thought many Korean residents would come, but many locals visited instead. They listened carefully to the stories behind each artwork, asked questions, and showed their respect. Our artists felt very happy, and I was truly proud.
We thought it would be meaningful to share Korean culture through pure and unique perspectives. By introducing artworks about Turkey seen through Korean eyes, we also hope to highlight the strong friendship between Korea and Turkey.
Over the past 10 years of their artistic journey, the artists' disabilities have become a driving force for their art, not a limitation.
People with developmental disabilities often have sensitive hearing or vision, giving them a unique view of the world. With strong intuition and focus, it feels like the picture is already complete in their mind, and they simply transfer it onto the canvas.
There were many doubts and stereotypes about how people with developmental disabilities could create such artwork.
One tough prejudice is people doubting that artists with developmental disabilities truly created the artwork themselves. It's a hurtful misunderstanding.
From planning the exhibition to setting up the artwork, the parents do everything except create the pieces themselves. But the parents of Art Abroad Korea say they want the world to recognize these works as those of true artists. An exhibition without borders in Turkey runs until July 25th. Choi Soo-young, Arirang News.
It's time. The world will know you as pop stars. Let's get battle ready. You're all I can think of. Every drop I drink up. You're my soul.
legitimate boy band? They're coming after the fans.
Keep it up. Happily. Ever after? Nope. 못 기다린다 못해버리는 맘이 겁 따윈 없는 척하지만 누감이 멀어져 놓감이 어차피 하니거리 얼굴 또 이리 어렴 네 맘 놔주면 나도 버벅해 right now 내 발톱안에만 신경 쓸게 watch out.
The World Festival of Animated Film Zagreb, better known as Animafest Zagreb, is one of the world's top animation festivals. Today, we invite a renowned director of Korean origin whose works were invited to the event in Croatia's capital last month. It's a former Pixar animator and Oscar-nominated filmmaker, animation director Erick Oh, who's joining us in the studio. Welcome, Director Oh.
Welcome, Director.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Happy to have you on the program.
Thank you.
So let's start with the most recent big event, the Animafest in Zagreb. So that was held at the beginning of June. So what kind of your films were introduced there and how was it?
First of all, it was my first time there. My films have been screened previously, but it was my first time attending it in person.
Oh, wow.
It was incredible, you know. The weather was nice, people were nice, and as you said, it's one of the biggest, prestigious, festivals in the world. So, had a blast. And then the film is called Supper. It's a very experimental short. Talks about humanity, a bit of absurd life of who we are, reflection of humankind, and those kind of things. And then, yeah, that's the film I got to screen over there. Yeah.
So Supper, that was screened for the first time in Zagreb?
Yes.
And there were also some other of your films that you earlier had screened at other festivals as well, weren't there?
Oh, you mean the Supper film?
Like Supper and also opera, I guess?
Right, that's true, that's true. Yeah, basically, there were a couple of other films were screened at the time, but it was my first time to screen Supper.
Ah, okay.
That's the newest, latest film, so. Yeah, it was nice to finally share it with the audience out there.
I see. So for Supper, it was the debut stage.
Yes.
I just really wanted to mention opera once more because, of course, that was the one, the Oscar-nominated film. All right, let's move on then, Walter.
Yes, and well, congratulations for starters for going to this festival. And I'm sure you were very nervous leading up to the event, but now it's all said and done. So Animafest Zagreb is not the only prestigious film event you were invited to. I mean, your works have been recognized globally in Hiroshima in Japan, as well as Ottawa, Canada, Annecy in France, and many more other countries as well. How does it feel to be at those sort of events? And personally for you, are there any sort of events or awards, nominations that mean maybe more personal towards you, or are they all very special to you?
Yeah, it is all very special to me. And then first of all, it's incredible to be recognized. Of course, we don't make films or artwork to get the award or be screened, but that kind of recognition really encourages me, that it's a sign that, yeah, you're doing a good job and then keep going, right? Because filmmaking process can be really tough because every stage is a struggle.
Right.
So, definitely it's not a lie if I have to say there are moments I want to just give up or just let things go, but that kind of moments really remind me that, oh yeah, you're making something special. And then, of course, I cannot, skip the event of the Academy Awards, So that has been an incredible journey for me. And after that, I was able to, tell the story in a bigger scale. So that's really means a lot to me.
Now, Director Oh, let's talk about your career a little bit. So you used to work at Pixar. So Pixar, I mean, who doesn't like Pixar animation movies? So tell us how you got to start your journey there at one of the world's most popular animation studios.
Well, from internship. Yeah, I was very lucky, So before Pixar, I was making films. So I ended up sending Pixar, a collection of my short films, and then they got me. So they got me an opportunity to, hey, just come over here, spend 12 weeks, and see how you could hustle and survive. And thankfully, I was able to prove a bit of the sensibility that maybe I could do it. Maybe I could speak the Pixar's language. So after that, I was able to stay and spend another 7 years as an animator at Pixar. And it was incredible, yeah.
And for you, how was the experience there, and which productions have you been involved in? And is there anything in particular that you got from Pixar that you will sort of take and use for the rest of your life in your productions?
Oh my gosh, so many things. But first of all, I worked on Inside Out, the first one.
Oh, wow.
And one of my favorites.
Thank you. One of my favorites, too. Yeah. And then Coco.
Oh, wow.
And Finding Dory, that's the sequel of Finding Nemo. Yep. And then Monsters University, and more. And then there are so many things I learned during the process, but one of the biggest thing is communication and collaboration, because we are doing, many people, really talented people, get together, have the same goal, and do their best to make something great and special. And then communication is the key, because it's not a solo play. It's not like no matter how talented you are, how skillful you are, you have to share thoughts, inspire each other, sometimes listen to each other, and then create something as one.
Is there maybe one character or one of your favorite characters that you remember from Pixar back in the days?
There's one character with a love and hate relationship. The octopus from the Finding Dory.
Hank? Was
Hank,
it Hank?
Yes, Hank, that orange grumpy. Because obviously animating the octopus is hard. Yeah. But not only that, I was one of the key animators who really gave life and birth to that character. So I spent literally 2 years of my life with that character. So yeah, so I have to choose Hank.
Okay, I should go back and watch it again.
Please.
All right, now, Director Oh, I'm sure you feel the Hallyu boom around you. I mean, you're based in California, and we just talked about it earlier in the show, but we also have this animation movie, K-pop Demon Hunters, which is an American movie that's topping the charts. So do you also use these Korean elements in your productions, and in what kind of way?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, I mean, maybe yes and no, because even if I don't intend to do it, it just comes out naturally. So even if I tell my story from very sincere and from the personal space, it does come out, right? And then there's for example, there's one film I made titled Namu, tree in Korean. So it's really literally about Tree of Memories, inspired by my loss of my grandfather. It happened a long time ago. But that film, because it was talking about one human being's life journey from birth to the death, and then I was using lots of Korean elements. And then at the end of the day, I ended up making the title of the film Namu as well. So yeah.
So, was that sort of something like more of a personal project, or was that something that also you wanted to release as, something for the world to see, or was that something that you just were like, oh, I need to make this to soothe my soul, or I need to make this to express myself?
Oh, very good question. It started as my personal expression, but ended up getting a great distributors. So in the States, we released it from HBO Max.
Oh, wow.
So it's been streaming for about a year. And then it was able to view as a VR content too. So with the headset, it was released in a Meta Oculus store. So it was around in the States. Hopefully I have a chance to release it in Korea as well.
Oh, we'd love to watch it in
That's
Korea.
a beautiful story. So what's quite interesting is another animated film that made headlines in the US and here in Korea as well was The King of Kings, all right? A Korean-American production which was huge in North America, and I have no doubt that it's probably going to be very, very big here in Korea. So how do you think the status of K animation has changed over the years?
Oh wow, big change. Like every year it feels like different, world, But I think that's something we all feel from everywhere else. But especially being in the States side, because I've been in this industry for past 15 years. And then even when I was beginning my career, the presence wasn't really there, right? It was before Psy, it was before BTS, obviously. So we were considered as a minority, but right now, not really, So it's no longer niche market anymore. So people talk about it, and even places like Netflix, people do talk about Korean contents. It doesn't have to be K-pop, specifically, but so yes, I feel it. And then even from my creator side, I do have to think about it because, it just opens lots more doors for the creators, but not only creators, but also for the audience. Yeah.
All right. Now, Director Oh, you earlier mentioned your grandfather for a moment, who probably inspired you as you talked about Namu before. Now, let's talk about your father, who's a KAIST professor, Oh Jun-ho, and he's known as the creator of Hallyu, which is a humanoid robot, and it was the first robot that participated as a torchbearer at the Olympics, and that was at the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. So, does your father inspire you, or does he affect your creational work?
100,000%.
Wow.
Yes, So people often ask me, hey, you do something totally different from what your father does. But what I say is, I don't think so, because the science and art at the end of the day is the same thing. We reach for the answer, and how we approach is just different. So it's all about asking questions and answer them, figure things out. And most importantly, if I see my father figuring things out, it's very creative. He's almost an artist or inventor. So to make the robot walk, right? It just asks for ingenuity. It asks for creative, problem-solving technique. And then I think that really came into my gene, I guess. So the way that my father does his stuff, has been a huge inspiration for me, even to this day. So yeah.
It looks like creativity lies in the family. Now, last but not least, do you have a message? Probably you have a lot of messages that you want to convey through your work. And for viewers who want to know you better, which of your works would you like to recommend? And also, how can we watch them? I guess it's different compared to from where you watch your works. As you earlier mentioned, some of it is more targeted in the US and maybe some of it in other countries. So what would you say? What would be your recommendation? And what is your final message?
Thank you. First of all, we did talk about the opera, the Academy-nominated short. And then good news is that it's now being played in Korea right at this moment. So opera is actually media art installation animation. It was very experimental. So it's something you can view in the space. Not only the theater, you can walk around. So right now in Jeju Island, opera exhibition is happening right now until the end of this year. So don't wait to fly to Jeju. Not only opera, supper, and then some other of my works are being screened there. So go check it out, because it does talk about, as you asked, the message, right? So message about, I do talk about some darkness or some sad part of our life, but also I'm trying to seek for the reason why we have to carry on, why you have to keep on holding on to things we shouldn't give up. So that's the message I love to constantly study and also convey, hopefully. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. And I guess that's with that message, you're going to provide the world with many more creative works in the future. And thank you very much, Director Oh, for sharing your story with us today.
It's been an honor.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to have you back here tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
And thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Please join us again tomorrow on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.